Hi, everybody. This is the last week that we have together. I'm really sad that we're not face to face, you know? If anyone had told me that this is how I would be concluding the semester, I would have told them that they're crazy. But it is what it is. And so we're here. We're all here together one last time. I'm going to shoot a couple videos for you today so you can see what's what with the last week. So in this video, if you're watching this video, it's probably because you're interested in doing this extra credit assignment, which is the oral presentation. Now, I know that typically this assignment was required, but we've already satisfied the presentation requirement in our course when we were on ground. Whew, thank goodness. So that means that this opens up a really unique opportunity for you to earn a little extra credit if you are so inclined. And so this is what I wanted to review with you. So that you'll look at this handout, and this will be familiar to you because this is the thing that you saw when I was presenting essay 4 to you. And on the second page of this handout, this is where you're finding. Oh gosh, darn it, that's my phone. Oh, I can't believe I forgot to silence it before recording. Sorry about that. Okay, there are no dress rehearsals for this recording. So in any case, so this is the second page, and this is what I just wanted to review with you so that if you had any questions about what to do or what's required, and if you're interested in doing this extra credit oral presentation, that you'll be able to complete it. Okay, so I have here on the sheet that it's worth 100 points. Okay, that's not true because now this is an extra credit assignment. So the sheet that you're going to see posted, it'll be essentially the same information, but the correct point allotment will be posted for you, and this will be worth a whopping 10 points. Okay, now I know in the grand scheme of things, 10 points doesn't sound like a lot, but a lot of you were maybe unable to complete some of the online activities from week to week. Maybe you have zeros for those. And so 10 points, I think, should help you quite a bit when it's tacked on to your total score. And then when the calculation is done, then you'll be able to see where you are. So you can check the gradebook now to see where you are. And I told you that throughout the weekend you would see all of the other in-class activities we have pop up. And so you'll see that as well. So you can kind of gauge, where you are and whether this seems like it's a good option for you, whether it's a good idea for you to do this assignment. So I just wanted to make it worth 10 points, and it will be extra credit. Okay, if you want to do that. I smile every time I say extra credit because I never give extra credit. So this is like a very unusual circumstance, but unusual circumstances calls for unusual measures, no? So this is what your oral presentation will consist of, and I'm using the mouse to guide your eye here. So remember, this is based on your essay 4. So I wanted to make this a separate deadline from your essay 4 because that way, if you have time next week to pull it together, it should take maybe, I mean, just, it shouldn't be, you shouldn't spend any more than, just a few hours doing this. Um, Maybe just an hour. I mean, it just depends on how long it takes you to get things together. But this is based on your essay 4. So some of your work, quite a bit of your work actually is already done for you. The only thing you have to do now is make slides. So there should be about 10 slides, I mean 8 to 10 slides, somewhere around in there. It doesn't have to be exact. I'm not grading you with the extra credit based on how many slides you have, but you definitely need somewhere between, I would think, 8 to 10 would be reasonable. Um, and you can use Prezi if you want. You can use PowerPoint, but you do need some type of slides. Prezi would actually be really cool for this, now that I think about it. But in any case, so your presentation should be from somewhere from 5 to 7 minutes long. Try not to let it go too long because you're just giving me the grand overview of what you were researching, of the most interesting things that you found that you wanted to share, the things that you think would bait us into reading the paper, as if I don't have a choice. But if I had a choice and you're trying to kind of like sell me your paper and make me want to read your paper, what are the things that you would tell me? What are some of the most shocking things that you've learned, the most interesting things that you've learned, the most clever arguments for your stance, so on and so forth. Okay, so along those lines. Of course, this no longer applies to you. The only A that you'll really need during your presentation is just the PowerPoint slides themselves, or the Prezi, as long as I can see whatever the presentation is. And then I'm just telling you, for logical flow, you'll want to have some sort of an introduction to the subject matter, just like you did in your essay 4 paper. The argument itself, the claim, some of the supporting evidence, not all, just the most pertinent, and the conclusion, final lasting impressions that you want to leave me with when I'm watching your presentation. So essentially, that's all I'm asking you to do. It's pretty simple, and I think it's pretty straightforward. So this assignment, I know I was really referring to the essay 4 with this, but I have this little note about this assignment is important. So this pertains to your essay 4, in that the one that you've just completed, you will have to write research papers in other classes. I mean, that's just how it's going to be. So at least now you know how to do that with more skill than you had before. But the other good thing about this assignment and this extra credit assignment, which is why I usually make the oral presentation required instead of optional, is because you actually will, in several different fields, depending on where you are in your academic career or your professional career, you will often go out and present your work to other people. And that's something that I do all the time. I do that as a professor, and I also do that as an author. And it's just a good skill to have. So this is another reason why the oral presentation is something that was included in our original syllabus. But again, for 10 points, take it or leave it. For this oral presentation assignment, it is extra credit. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to show you is this. So, resources to use in order to put this thing together. So if you've been wondering how I've been putting the videos together for this course, I've been using Screencast-O-Matic. This is the website. And I actually do have an account, but I'm not going to log in. I'm just going to hit this button. Now, granted, I'm using Screencast right now, okay, in order to make this video. So I don't really know what's going to happen. But this is what you would do if you want to use Screencast. You have the option, and it shows you here on this screen, where whatever is in the dotted lines is going to show in the video. And then you can actually position the video. So see how I can just kind of move it up here, or I can just move it over here, I can move it down here, right? So I can kind of move the video around. I kind of just always have it here, the bottom right hand corner. That's just me. And then you do have an option of, there's this little toolbar that will appear, and then you'll have the option of shooting just the screen, which is fine, as long as I can see the presentation. If you're going to do this oral presentation extra credit assignment, I need to be able to see the presentation, obviously. So I need to see the slides or the Prezi presentation. And so you can select screen as an option, or you can select another option, not for you guys though, not for this assignment. You could just have the webcam. So this whole screen could really just be me talking to you. And then the one that I like the best and the one that I use the most is both, where you get a screen and screen function. That's why you're able to see the screen that I'm looking at on my laptop, as well as this little picture-in-picture feature where you can see me talking to you. Now, I love that option, but here's the other thing I really love about Screencast-O-Matic. Okay, so it's free. And I do love that. I love that it's free. Free resources are sometimes hard to come by, and this is an excellent one, so I love this. But the other reason is that I used to shoot videos using QuickTime. Okay, so the problem with QuickTime is that the files are very large, so it takes a long time to upload them. So it's kind of a disadvantage. The quality of the visual isn't significantly better for me with QuickTime. which is already downloaded on my laptop, versus Screencast-O-Matic. So the other good thing is if you have internet connection, which you obviously all do, then you can just go to the website and then you can click this button, Launch Free Recorder. Okay, and so it's telling me, because I told you I'm using this right now, it's telling me that I'm already using this app, right? But when I hit that button, then I'll get this little bar that pops up with all of the options. You'll be able to test your mic volume and all of those things before you actually start recording. So it's a really cool feature. The other thing I love about Screencast-O-Matic, other than the fact that it's free, other than the fact that it's an app that's online and it's easy to use, the fourth thing I love about it is that it saves the file as an MP4. That is groundbreaking for trying to upload a video file very quickly and efficiently. So that's the one thing that I really love about Screencast-O-Matic, probably even a little bit more than the fact that it's free, is because it uploads so quickly and it's just such a time saver, especially since every week I'm doing, like 5 to 10 videos for all my classes. So I need that. I need that to keep my own sanity. If you're going to do this extra credit oral presentation assignment, then you need that too, so that when you're ready to submit the assignment, it doesn't take an hour for it to upload. So it'll upload pretty quick. And the other thing that you need to know is that you get to create videos that are up to 15 minutes long for free. Okay, so when you submit your oral presentation assignment, I told you, try to make it between 8 to 10 minutes. Screencast-O-Matic will only let you record a video for free for up to 15 minutes. So if your video gets cut off, you can always go back and trash it and start over. Or you can go back and edit your video after the fact, and that's another cool feature that's very similar to QuickTime as well. Okay, I think that should answer all of the questions that you may have had about this extra credit oral presentation assignment. So if you're so inclined and you really want to complete it and get those 10 points extra credit, go right ahead. And now you know exactly what to do.